Lasting peace and open oil delivery channels would go a long way in driving down our gas prices.
West 2's Greg Fox takes a look at the high price of summer travel in the weeks ahead and how that is cutting into everyone's bottom line.
Plans for summer family road trips may be stalled if something isn't done about fuel prices that have gone up 50% since the Iran war started. This Memorial Day holiday, the national average price per gallon is $4.55. In Florida, a bit cheaper, $4.51. That compares to $3.19 a gallon nationally and $3.06 a gallon in Florida last year. People who drive for a living are really taking a beating.
My boyfriend drives everywhere all over Florida. He's a garage door technician, and he pays like $100 almost 3 times a week. So that's $300 added up at the end of the month, almost $1,200 right there down the drain.
You know, it definitely cuts into my profit margin.
Tim Lurie runs a landscape business and says he may have to pass along fuel expenses to his customers if something doesn't change.
I don't want to increase prices with my customers because I've had them for like a very long time, but it's going to get to that point soon.
From D.C. to Tallahassee, lawmakers on the federal and state level are talking about potential relief here at the pumps by a suspension of fuel taxes.
President Donald Trump is asking Congress to pass a bill temporarily doing away with the roughly 18-cent per gallon federal fuel tax.
I would vote for it if it came before us.
While local Republican Congressman Randy Fine tells me a temporary suspension of federal fuel taxes might help. The real solution, he says, is a permanent ceasefire in Iran and a wide-open Straits of Hormuz.
And I hate that people are paying an extra $1 or $1.50 a gallon. But what I tell people is, think how expensive it would be if Iran detonated a nuclear weapon in the city of Orlando. And that is what we're up against.
Governor Ron DeSantis this week says he would sign a bill to give drivers a break on the roughly 38-cent state gasoline tax, but he warns a study of the gas tax holiday in October 2022 revealed most retailers just increased their prices.
If they put that gas tax holiday in, I'll happily sign it. But I don't want to promise people that if you do that, that somehow you're going to see a huge change for the positive in the price.
Covering Orange County, Greg Fox, West 2 News.
The governor also said this week he would entertain a bill to bring back toll rebates for commuters, something that proved successful in saving drivers money before it expired a year ago.